So let's bring in a Democrat Senator, Chris Coons of Delaware, who also serves as co-chair of President Biden's campaign. Senator Coons, good to have you with us. Thank you very much for being here tonight.
Thank you, Martha. Great to be on with you again.
So, I'm imagining that you probably agree with those voices that you heard at the end of the introduction there. But I would like to just put up a poll, a recent poll. This is the Fox News Power Rankings polls that just came out. In terms of voters saying who is more mentally and physically fit to serve, on those measures, and there it is up on the screen, the former President Trump is plus 21 in this polling, and it goes down, the list of mentally sound and sharp, physically healthy, or not, quote, too old. Politically, as you look at the election in an objective way, how much of a negative is all of this for the person that you clearly support?
Well, Martha, the story that you're talking about on the Wall Street Journal was written by reporters I know and respect and published in a paper that I read and respect. But look, even the most talented among us occasionally swing and strike out. Bryce Harper even strikes out now and again, and I think they got this wrong because they didn't use quotes from those of us who serve with President Biden, who know him, who have had the opportunity up close and in personal in meetings in the White House or in events publicly or privately to give affirmation that he is sharp, he is engaged, and he is commanding. And the poll you just showed reflects the fact that there's been a lot of coverage of minor slips, of small ways in which President Biden reflects the fact that all of us who have demanding lives in public service sometimes misspeak. I am struck at how little coverage there is of the yawning gap between President Biden and former President Trump, who also has frequent missteps where he misidentifies who he's talking to or what he's talking about or says things that are fundamentally untrue. The bigger gap to me is in their character, in their values, in what they say about American veterans, about the choices they lay out for how they would govern if elected, and about how they've demonstrated respect for the rule of law and an understanding of the importance of the very democracy that the veterans of D-Day fought for.
Right. Well, I do want to get to that with you quickly, but I would just say this: these polls, time and time again, are showing the same thing, that people have bigger concerns.
Well, they're showing the same thing, Martha, because you keep covering
than the other 77-year-old. So I have to give people credit, for seeing what they see when they look at a TV screen, when they listen to an interview. We'll see what the voters think in 5 months. So, but these things do keep coming up. I know you think the piece was unfair, and that you wish that they had shown more of your perspective in there. Just quickly, if I want to give you just 30 seconds, if I may. We're going to spend a whole day on D-Day tomorrow, but I know you just were at the American Cemetery in Manila, Senator.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Martha. I was part of a bipartisan delegation that went to Taiwan and to Singapore to reassure our partners and allies in the Indo-Pacific. President Biden's been a very strong leader in pulling together stronger and more capable partnerships with our allies. That cemetery in Manila, where 17,000 Americans are buried, was a somber moment for me to reflect on all the sacrifices in the Second World War by us and our allies around the world.
Well, these cemeteries are a permanent and everlasting monument to the sacrifices that heroes made for us, and we cannot forget those sacrifices every single day of our lives. So that's what we're going to do here tomorrow, and you did last week in Manila. Senator, good to see you. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Martha.